most important dates for our history. On the 9th of May in the 1945, great justice was done. All of Europe believed in it and waited for it. The Second World War caught up 61 countries and almost 80% of Earth's population in its inferno. 68 years have now passed. But every year, on the 9th of May, the memory of war appeals to our reason, committing us to great responsibility and making us realize with more acuteness just how close the world came at that time to plunging into irreversible abyss. We will always honor all those who fought on the front lines and those who selflessly toiled in the rear. We will mourn the dead and pay them debt of gratitude of those who we saved. Today, I am grateful to everyone who in the terrible 40s of the last century supported the Soviet Union, which took the most powerful, the most brutal blow of the war. To everyone who helped us with brotherly solidarity and their aspiration to independence and freedom. Those who provided us with medicine, food, and of course weapons. We never divided victory into ours and theirs. We will always remember our allies, the Great Britain, the United States, France, and the other countries who fought in the anti-Nazi coalition. We will never forget the courage and bravery they showed in this terrible war. In the complex world of today, we are especially aware of excessive cost and the permanent value of a victory in the 1945. We pay our tribute to everyone who liberated the world at the cost of their lives. And today, we bow our heads before all who died not to live to Victory Day. We thank you, dear veterans. We're proud of your greatest achievement, and we're happy that you are with us today. Happy holiday, happy Victory Day. С Днем Победы!
We have a very special guest among us today, a survivor from the siege of Leningrad. I now ask him to come forward and make a little speech.
Dear countrymen who appeared to be here, and our cherished British allies. I call you so because in spite of ups and downs in relations between two countries, during the war, at the crucial moment in the history of our two great countries, we were together, we fought together. And as a survivor of the siege of Leningrad, I should remind you of the facts that the whole of the world and the British people, they followed the events in far-off Leningrad. I mean that at that time, at crucial time, in 1942, a large group of Scots women wrote a letter to the women of Leningrad who bore the highest burden of defense of the city. And it was a moral support, definitely, but we felt that we are not alone in the besieged city. We knew about the northern convoys that displayed enormous courage. They were martyrs, practically, by venturing to go to the Northern Sea and round, you see, the polar circle. And we are very thankful to them. And I'm very happy that two of them, at least two of them, are present in this ceremony. Thank you very much. And I remember as well that the only foreign paper that was published in Russia at that time. And it was spread and the population, and I attended an English-speaking school at that time during the war. And we read with enthusiasm The British Ally. This was the name of the newspaper, Британский союзник. So we were living together during the war, and we shall never forget that. But again, in spite of ups and downs in our mutual relations, I mean between the two states, not between the two peoples, because there were no ups and downs in relations between the peoples of our countries. But let us have these memories of our glorious past as a foundation for future development of our good neighborhood relations. Thank you.
Now call on the chairman of the Manchester St. Petersburg Friendship Society, Miss Catherine Danks.
Уважаемые гости, дорогие друзья, приветствую вас в день годовщины победы над фашистской Германией. С Днем Победы! Dear friends, honoured guests, I welcome you all to our celebration in honour of the friendship between the peoples of Manchester and St. Petersburg, but also between our two cities. Thank you and welcome.
I now call upon Mr. Will Peters, a member of the Manchester St. Petersburg Society, to step forward and a reading, please.
We all know that eventual victory over Nazi Germany was achieved as the collective result of innumerable acts of bravery and endurance by citizens, civilians, and military alike. But on these days of remembrance, we sometimes pay particular remembrance to one group or other. And today, on the today, on the day when the convoy veterans are honoured, we also think of a group that were present at one of the first convoys to Murmansk. This was a squadron of the RAF 151 squadron who came to Murmansk with their planes to help in the defense of the city, of the port, and to help in training Russian fighter pilots. Now, the squadron leader of that group squadron leader John Pudney wrote a brief poem to honor not just that group, but airmen in general who had given their lives, and to remind us of our responsibilities towards them. So I will just read that. Do not despair for Johnny Hedinair. He sleeps as sound as Johnny Underground. Fetch out no shroud for Johnny in the cloud, and keep your tears for him in after years. Better by far for Johnny the bright star to keep your head and see his children fed. Thank you. Very beautiful.
Now call on Mrs. Ludmilla Jones.
День Победы – самый из самых лучших праздников в жизни человека. Он не просто великий, он необыкновенно великий. Вспоминаю себя маленькой девочкой на плечах у доброго сильного папы. Его бесконечные рассказы о войне и его армейских товарищах, и наши ежегодные демонстрации и парады в День Победы на Красной площади. Сколько счастья, гордости, радости, какое единение сердец и духа, и осознание того, что было до меня и благодаря чему я есть. Не забываем о горе войны. Нет такой меры, чтобы оценить жизни погибших. Их похоронили и не похоронили. Опущенная в землю дает всходы. Их смерть воспевают поэты. Песню услышат другие и полюбят ее. И вот их сердца забьются в унисон, и вот мы вместе сегодня. Это они объединили нас. Так пусть же музыка, которая звучит сегодня в наших сердцах, станет лейтмотивом всей нашей жизни. Departed were buried and not buried. Like seeds put into the earth, they spring up. Their death will be sung about by poets. The song will be heard and loved by others whose hearts would start beating in unison and bring us together. It is they who united us. And let the music, who's overwhelming our hearts today, become the melody for life. Счастливые люди. Мне нравится, когда они живут, а не умирают. И еще мне нравится, когда одно поколение перетекает в другое. Тогда я чувствую, что мы звенья одной цепи. В этом наша общая историческая память.
За родину павших в лихую годину минуты молчания помянем, друзья, и праведной скорби сердцами едины склоним свои головы, слез не тая. Минута молчания, минута молчания. В такую минуту слова не нужны. Минута молчания, напоминание о тех, кто домой не вернулся с войны. Сколько их было, солдат безымянных, ответа не знает никто на земле. Их души нам светят в закатах багряных, и тают бесследно в безжалостной мгле. Минута молчания, минута молчания. Никто не забыт, и ничто не забыто. Пусть славят века защитивших страну, и только назвав имена всех убитых, закончим мы горькую эту войну. Минута молчания, минута молчания.
I now call upon Mr. McNeil to step forward, please. Stand there now. Don't hold my hand. Oh, you're all right.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them. When you go home, tell them this of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today.
I call on the Lord Lieutenant, please. Now call on the Lord Mayor of Manchester. call upon Professor Selner, please. I now call upon the Royal Navy. I now call on the Royal Naval Association. I now call on the United States of America. I now call on the Russian people. I now call on Father Paul of his blessing, his prayers.
Христос воскресе!
Истинно воскресе!
Christ is risen!
Is risen indeed!
Христос воскресе!
Воистину воскресе!